Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for stopping by for a quick autographed cards episode today. Going to look at a pair of on-card baseball card autographs, neither of which I've ever shown on the channel before. One is a Hall of Famer that I've had in the collection for quite a while, and the other one is a non-Hall of Famer, but a pretty significant autograph for the reasons that I'll get into in the video. And that one I only just got in. It's from a brand new release and just picked it up recently. So Pumpsy Green here in the background was my inspiration. Pulled that card in the last video that I had, the rummage video, and was a good reminder to get some of these autographs out and into the light and shown off here on the channel. So along those lines, let's start with the one that I've had for many years now, but until now have never shown for whatever reason here on YouTube. This is a Yogi Berra on-card auto from 2005 Upper Deck Baseball Heroes. This is the Emerald Parallel, which is numbered to 99. Has that great green color around the border. But the green color aside, this design, many of you will recognize from those early 90s Upper Deck inserts. They did those Baseball Hero sets for Nolan Ryan and Hank Aaron, Ted Williams, and many more. And they just were ingrained in my memory from my childhood run of collecting. Always loved pulling one of those out of a pack. And so when Upper Deck came out with this set, done in the same design, Baseball Heroes, 15 years after the advent of those original inserts in 2005, I've pursued quite a few of these. It's a 100 card checklist for these veterans, and it's 20 players, 5 cards each. So Yogi Berra actually has 5 different autographs on this checklist. This one represents his 1962 All-Star Game selection, which is pretty cool because that was the 15th consecutive season that he was voted an American League All-Star. And as noted here, that 1962 kept his streak alive. That was the final year that he would make the AL All-Star team, ending his 15-year run. Here's the back, which these all have the same back, just some generic language authenticating the autograph. And pretty cool. I think this is the only Yogi Berra autograph that I have in my collection. Of course, one of the best ever to backstop behind the plate. And just won so many championships with those amazing New York teams as a player, and then later as a coach and in other capacities. So love Yogi, of course, famous for his Yogi-isms, and just a fascinating character. So happy to have his autograph to put alongside the few vintage cards of his that I'm fortunate enough to own as well. So let's get to what I think is honestly an even more interesting autograph than the Yogi Berra. You're probably going to think I'm crazy when I unveil what it is here, but it has to do with the other card that has been hanging out in the background here, the Stadium Club Chrome Joe Carter. This is a blue refractor. I love this card. I've shown it before, pulled it during a rummage many months back, but this shows the aftermath of his 1993 World Series Game 6 walk-off home run where he won the World Series for Toronto for the second year in a row with a home run blast. One of the greatest moments in baseball history, and certainly one of the greatest calls in broadcasting history as far as sports goes, and just a card that I love having because I just enjoy cards that pay tribute to those significant moments in the game's history. And when Carter hit that home run in Game 6, he became just the second player ever to end a World Series on a winning home run. And when we were kids playing in Little League or, batting tennis balls in the backyard, that was what me and all my friends, and I'm sure many of you, emulated as like the ultimate moment in a career or the culmination of an entire baseball career, hitting a World Series winning home run. Now, the other player to do it before Joe Carter, as many of you probably know, was Bill Mazeroski with the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 1960. And this card I've shown before, but this video just seemed like a great time to dust it off and show it again. But picked this one up specifically because it's a 1960 Mazeroski with that beautiful auto. So, of course, this was the year where he hit that home run, bringing the World Series championship to the city of Pittsburgh. And so this is my favorite and one of my very few Bill Mazeroski cards for that reason. And I love it for the same reason that I love the Joe Carters we're talking about today. It just represents that amazing feat and that important moment in the history of baseball. And so back to Joe Carter, the second guy to do it, and still the only other guy to do it to this day besides Mazeroski. So I have that Stadium Club Chrome in the background. That was a cheap pickup, just a couple of dollars, but really love the photograph on that one. A more expensive Joe Carter, which I've also shown in the past, that pays tribute to that same moment in a way in my collection, is this card here. The 1993 Topps Finest Refractor of the man himself. So not much I can say about these. It hasn't been said a million times over, but just incredible shine. And the first refractors that kind of birthed the modern shine that those of us that are in the hobby today either love or hate, it seems. I count myself in the former category. Love the shine. And I think this card is really, really important, as I've talked about before, because it is an intersection between a giant moment in the game and a giant moment in the hobby. And that doesn't happen all that often. So the fact that this is the first year that they ever made these refractors, and this is the first refractor ever made, combined with the fact that it's Joe Carter from the year where he hit that infamous home run, just make this one like a sneaky, awesome card in my book. Makes this one a sneaky, awesome card. So there's my probably my favorite Joe Carter card. But finally, it's been a very roundabout, circuitous route here to get to this new pickup. But I have another Carter that I just added that I like almost as much as that Finest Refractor. And of course, in line with today's theme, it's an autographed card. So this is from the Topps Archives Signature Series that just came out for 2024 in recent weeks. And you could probably tell where this one is going. Was able to get the 1993 Topps Joe Carter, signed by Joe Carter. This is numbered to 39. And I've talked about these a lot in the history of the channel, and I know many of you are familiar. These are buybacks where Topps, bought back this original 1993 Topps Joe Carter that was out in the wild, stamped it, had him autograph the card, serial numbered the card, and then reissued it in this one card per pack Topps Archives Signature Series. I love this release year in and year out. It's just a really great way for those of us who don't do TTMs or really much in that realm to still get some really great certified on-card autographs. And in this case, I just couldn't pass this one up due to its tie to that historical moment. So I love this for the same reason that I love the 93 Finest. This is the card that represents that season and that moment in my mind. And to get one inscribed by Joe is just so cool. Big, bold auto as well. He signed it in the perfect spot. And this was dirt cheap. I mean, this was less than the cost of a retail blaster, which I think is around $25 these days. And yeah, for that price, I just thought this was a great piece to augment my sort of mini collection here of the 1993 Game 6 World Series winning home run by Joe. So that's going to be the last of the few autos that we looked at today, both tangentially and directly, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed this. Really honored to add both of these to my collection finally in a formal manner, get them inventoried and filed away. And certainly appreciate your time checking out these autos and other cards here on the channel. I'll be back really soon, as you know. And in the meantime, hope you all enjoy the hobby. Take care.